Welcome to the Doctor Connect Show, the home for open conversations where top experts share their experiences and empower you with a transformative education around cancer, health, wellness, and medical technology. I'm your host, Dr. Ludmila Schaefer, and I'm so excited to be bringing my years of experience as a medical oncologist to the podcast and television world. Have you ever made a poor decision in a fight or flight response and then regret it? Many of us done it. On June 25th, I gave a talk on TEDx on organic bravery. Organic bravery is the vital system that trains your body and brain to make better decisions in unexpected obstacles with more stable emotions that positively affect your life and the lives of those around you. Stay tuned on why it is important to awaken your organic bravery. And if you're looking for a better health, global partnership, and want to make a social impact, you've come to the right place. From sacrifice to a celebration and the answers on how to turn your life around, you can find here. You can also find our interview on the podcast. So listen, watch, give a rating, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. And if you like our show, subscribe and comment what you like about the show. Go to the website, thedoctorconnect.org, and click the button, Submit the Question. You can either submit your question, or if you want to share your medical journey or health, wellness story, simply type, I want to share, and we will reach out to you. And if you are in healthcare and want to make a legacy through your expertise or passion, you can schedule a free consultation call on National Impact Strategy. Whether you are a clinician, researcher, entrepreneur, mentor, working in the industry, leadership, or coaching, you will gain tools how to spread awareness of your expertise. In addition, you can learn many life stories in my upcoming book, The Other Side of Oncology: High-Octane Observations from the Medical Front. Speaking about medical front, did you know that there has been a fundamental changes in healthcare and new strategies that actually we can implement to improve it? I'm so thrilled because I am joined today by a very special guest, Dr. Candice Williams. She's a board certified anesthesiologist, pain medicine specialist, assistant professor of anesthesiology at Charles Drew University, professional pianist, and music producer who went from intimidated doctor musician to confident musician, producer, pursuing her true passion of spreading joy through using music as a healing force. She's the founder of Prelude and serves as America's best physician musician coach by helping patients and organizations to create self-care habits, improve mental health, improve their sleep with music as healing modality, providing hope and inspiration to lead and create a better lives. Dr. Williams enjoys performing and producing music in a variety of genres, including music for healing, relaxation, mentoring students in all phases of their medical education. She's a big advocate for U.S. healthcare system, featured in Authority magazine. She's an author, speaker, and so much more. So stay with us till the end of the episode because you will learn a lot of practical and evidence-based information. And in addition, we will play a music that Dr. Williams wrote herself. Welcome, Dr. Williams.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm so excited that you are joining us today because I don't know one single person that's not affected by music And currently, in the current society, there are so many different issues. People having health problems, financial problems, everything. And as far as I know, first thing we come home or we have some gathering, what we do, we turn music on. So before we start our conversation, can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, in my 14 years of experience as a physician and a musician, I've seen many patients struggle with chronic pain. It affects 1 in 5 Americans. And so those patients that are listening to the right music at the right time really experience a higher quality of life, and they really are able to improve their pain.
Yes, and pain, obviously, it could be a variety. It could be physical pain, it could be emotional pain, it could be internal factors, it could be external factors. It could be really relate to our health or maybe chronic conditions. And a lot of times when we have pain in daily life, we lose in confidence. It's difficult to function. When we're in pain, we can't express ourselves very well. Can you teach us, can you show, are any tools, is anything that music can actually help us in these situations?
Well, you're right. Lack of confidence is something that many people struggle with, right? And you've had that experience of getting ready for a hard day or getting ready for a project. And when you put on the right music and you listen to the right song, it really can boost your mood and can boost your confidence. I have a song that I wrote and produced named Serenity, and it really puts me in a really good mood, in a tranquil mood, but also it just helps me to feel happier and lighter for my day. So, I really encourage people to use music in that way to boost their mood and to boost their confidence.
Is anything that you can relate to yourself?
Yes, of course. Music making for me has been like an old friend, something I've done since I was a child. And along the journey of being a musician, when you're learning how to play music, of course, there's different instances where your confidence is shaking, whether you're performing somewhere or something doesn't turn out quite as right as you think it should. And so for me, I both play music, of course, but I also use music in those times to uplift myself, to remind myself who I am and who my creator is and who he's made me to be. And the music just uplifts me and puts me in the right mindset and allows me to keep going.
I absolutely share with you, because as for me also, I love music. And sometimes they ask, what's your favorite piece? And, it actually depends on the mood, depends on the situation, time of the day. So it's very nice to have collection of music. Can you tell us your backstory? What actually brought you in the world of music? You're an anesthesiologist, you're a pain specialist. What brought you in the music world?
That's a great question. I was raised around music. It started very early when I was 7 years old or so, or even younger than that. I was raised in church with my family members, and I would see my uncles and different relatives play both the Hammond organ and pianos. I mean, and they just sounded so great on their instruments every single Sunday. But there was one particular time where I was listening to the organ on a particular song that my Uncle Matthew was playing, and it really touched my heart so much to the point where I felt like I wanted to do that one day. I was really inspired. I wanted to play music like that one day. And so that's where it started. I always sung in churches and choirs. I was always involved in some way in music, but I started studying piano at the age of 7 because of that.
So you play piano since
Yes.
age 7.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Can you tell us, in terms of mental health, what role music play for us?
Right. As you said, mental health problems affect 1 in 4 Americans. And so it's a huge issue. And so people can really help themselves in one way that is very simple. By taking 10 minutes of time out to listen to the right music, can really affect your focus. It can improve focus. It can improve mood. It can really help us to focus in on our thoughts and to focus in on our feelings, right? And it can tap into those feelings. And so it's very powerful in that way. And of course, with mental health problems, you have to seek a mental health professional if you have anything that's serious. But music is one simple step and one simple tool that can be used by everyone to really soothe our minds and help us with things such as anxiety.
So do you think one of the techniques, like taking time out and have that 10 minutes, really could help with our mental health and maintain our day in a much more motivated pace?
Absolutely. I think that by taking time out as a regular practice, it helps center your focus, right? And then it also helps you learn how to cope with stress. If you take that time out regularly, I feel that it'll help you in the other stressful times of your life and help you center yourself. So it's a really great tool.
Dr. Williams, I know that what you discuss is evidence-based. And a lot of times, we hear, people might discuss about music, but you actually speaking as a professional, being anesthesiologist and a pain specialist, you see a lot of other medical conditions. People might have joint pain, blood pressure problems, variety pre-surgery, post-surgery, and what can we incorporate in addition?
Yes, you're right. There's been some research studies to show, for example, that in the preoperative setting, using music pre-anesthetic block, which is an anesthetic shot that relieves pain prior to surgery, using music in that setting has been shown to decrease pain scores in patients. And admittedly, there's more research that needs to be done in the area of music and its effectiveness in clinical settings. But in music therapy, there have been many studies to show that music therapy and or music itself can help patients allay anxiety, can help even maybe decrease their blood pressure before or after doctor's visits or stressful situations that may happen as they're waiting for the doctor or especially waiting for surgery. I know as an anesthesiologist, that time can be particularly distressful for patients as they're waiting for their surgical procedures. So I encourage patients to use music, especially in those settings.
And in addition, do you think we can find some positive tunes? Can you recommend something that we can implement in these situations?
Right. So, finding the best and positive music that uplifts you when you're feeling a little bit down, or positive music when, let's say, you're waiting for the doctor and it's taking a long time, or you're waiting for some news and things can be a little bit distressful. That can really definitely help elevate your mood, lift you up, right? And then help you put you in the right mindset. And isn't that what we all want at the end of the day? We want to have our minds be clear and our hearts be clear, and music helps us to do that.
There are music divided, and I don't know, can you describe maybe different genre that might help us in one situation versus another? As every family has a different situation at home. Someone live by themselves, someone empty nesters, someone have a lot of children, and someone taking care maybe for elderly parents. So everyone has really difficult situation. And would you walk us through that maybe from your professional standpoint, we could utilize music in more strategic way?
Mm-hmm. Well, the music therapy literature has shown that if you play the wrong music at the wrong time, or
Is it
some,
such a thing?
it can be detrimental, right? They've named some things like maybe heavy metal and some other types of music that can be a little bit distressing, or music that's what's called dissonant, which basically means if it's chaotic in any way, then it can have a detrimental effect. But on the positive note, music that is very comes together sonically in a way that's very harmonious, like classical music, for example. I have my children listen to classical music when they study, for example. That's been shown to increase concentration and focus. And sometimes when I love classical music, and so sometimes when I need a mood where I want to hear violins and I want to hear more of an orchestral sound, that really kind of puts me in a tranquil state. So if you need to feel peaceful, I like classical music for that. I make music for healing and relaxation. So that music is more piano based or violins and those things, and then also nature sounds. So I like that kind of music as well when I want to rest, when I want to relax, if I have trouble sleeping. So I recommend more of a relaxation spa type music for those types of situations, or if you're feeling anxious. But for other things, I found, even in my clinical practice, that people's music preferences are very personal. And people, surprisingly, take things very personally if you forget what kind of music they like or don't play what kind of music they like. So as a pain physician, I had patients who would come in for procedures that I would perform, and they were really kind of taken aback if I forgot their music preference during the procedure. And the music itself got them through the pain of those procedures. They did not have any IV anesthetics on board. All they had was local anesthetic and the music that they liked in my clinic. And so I found that by using music in that way, it really alleviated their pain. So it all really has to do with what types of music people kind of like and what gets them in a happy mood, and that can range.
Well, this is so much valuable information. Thank you very much, Dr. Williams. So I found out that right now, a lot of people asking for pain medications. And of course, being an oncologist, in terms of prescription and opioids, is just an enormous amount. And of course, one situation when we need to take for cancer pain, or there are specific chronic conditions, but also, I feel like we've been overusing opioids. And a couple of years ago, FDA even put restriction in terms of prescribing opioids. Are any data, any studies that you could actually address that maybe we could use music and decrease amount of pain medications, things like that?
I don't have a specific study that I can reference right now for that, because in this area, there is more research that needs to be done in terms of efficacy of music. But in many studies that I've looked at, it at least shows that it helps patients to a degree. And in my estimation, anything that's non-invasive or where you don't have to take a pill, that is a simple intervention like that, should be used to its highest ability. Because as you know, there is an opioid crisis, and it has been one for quite some time. And as a pain physician, I do the best that I can to encourage patients to use any and every tool they can outside of opioid pain medications, and or with interventional procedures. If it needs to go to that degree, then it needs to. But with opioids and the side effects that come with it, and all of the addiction and all the other problems, music is such a simple intervention that it needs to just be used more widely, and to basically decrease people's pain and to allay the use of more opioid pain medications.
And one of the tools that you are teaching, and I found out that you teach community and really using your expertise, it's called creating moments of joy. Is that correct? Can you tell me about this tool that you are teaching, that I actually strong all audience connect with you, because this is very powerful.
Right. So creating moments of joy is about using music to really facilitate relaxation and to help with pain. I myself, yes, I'm a pain doctor, but I myself have chronic pain, and I I cope with it by listening to music. I listen to my relaxation music. I listen to other sources of music, but I listen to it and I really center myself and focus in on my body. And I ask myself actively, why do I have this tension? What am I feeling? I really process my feelings in the moment. And I find that helps allay my pain. It helps me relax, and that relaxation relieves tension. And in my case, it really has helped me move through some of those more painful moments and to function better. And so I'm teaching people, and I'm spreading the message that music can be used more in this way to help create, like I said, moments of joy, but help create a moment where you could be semi-suffering, but you can turn that moment around with music, with focus, with relaxation, into a moment where you're able to function better and able to feel better more quickly.
That's fantastic. And moving from chronic conditions and medical issues and mental health, I also would like to discuss with you in general population, what we consider in our medical field healthy population. Right now, a lot of people trying to grow business, and we've seen so many different changes in different institutions, organizations, large organizations, small businesses, and the utilization of music. Can you tell us a little bit how music could be actually part from your standpoint as a physician on healthy population, and maybe we can use some at work environment, business, or other situations?
Right. So as you know, music really heavily affects mood. And in the commercial sector, there have been a lot of studies into how music affects your mood in terms of your work productivity to your purchases. I mean, there's a whole psychology of this that delves very deeply into it. When you go into a store, the music that's picked to be played in the store is very strategic, because some of the music affects your mood in a way that makes you buy more, right? So music can be used in multiple settings, whether it's a hospital setting to uplift everybody's mood that's working and the patients, or whether it's in a grocery store to get people to buy more produce, right? But it can be used in multiple ways to lift mood, to elevate mood, and that will help improve business, and that will help it grow.
So you tell me, when I go to the grocery store and I listen to the music, it makes me to buy certain ingredients in a certain
Oh,
amount?
oh yes, look this up. I'm telling you, this is a true thing. There's a whole psychology of how what's played, what types of music are played, what type of music is placed in stores. It's very strategic. It has to be upbeat. It has to have certain parameters so that people buy more, and it works.
And it works. That's fabulous. That's fabulous. So, can you tell us a little bit about the tools for transformation that you are teaching? I'm very much interested in your business aspect. Can you tell us a little bit, as well as if you can tell us about what's Prelude, where is the company, that type of business aspect?
Right. So tools for transformation is they're basically tools to learn how to express yourself more with music. And music is a form of expression. And I find that when people learn how to use their voice more effectively, whether it's through playing an instrument, whether it's through speaking, music is a tool to provide that ground level empowerment that people need, to really speak their truth and walk in their truth. In terms of my company, Prelude PC, we're a company that provides not only music services, but provides coaching services around the music, relaxation music, and the tools that we discussed here. And so my goal is to help people to use music more effectively in their lives, use it as a tool for transformation, use it as a tool to lift their mood, use it as tools to build their confidence, as well as providing music for various business uses business entities such as hospitals, such as spas, and places where uplifting music would help the business model.
So, Dr. Williams, can you tell us if someone in doctor's office or medical facility and they have a question what type of music to play rather than play any music, can they contact you? Can you actually help strategically for medical facilities, doctors' offices, spa to play a specific music that it kind of helps people with healing, health, as well as you said, bring more business?
Right, absolutely. I can be contacted through my Facebook page. I'm Dr. Candice Williams, or my Instagram at Dr. Candice Williams. And if they want to reach out as well directly, they can always email me. My goal is to also provide music catalogs to doctors' offices as well. So I have my own music that I can offer as a catalog to be played during procedures or just ambient background music. So I have my own personal catalog. And yes, I can also be a consultant to help them choose the right music, uplifting music for their patients.
This is very, very valuable. And what is your big vision? Do you have like big vision right now how we can implement music from you as physician standpoint, as a music producer? What's your big vision?
That's a great question. I personally would love to see an institute where music and medicine are somewhat married, right? Where they're combined, where there's an institute where um, the studies for music and its efficacy in medical conditions for some of the conditions that we talked about. So, efficacy for pain relief, efficacy for mental health, and the things we've been addressing in this conversation.
I so much enjoy Dr. Williams to learn from you. And thank you for providing those tools.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for being with us on the Doctor Connect show. Do you have a question, an idea for a topic, or would you like to share your experience or expertise? Go to the website, thedoctorconnect.org, and don't forget to follow up us on the social media and join and subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Doctor Connect. We are super excited to have you on this journey with us. Thank you for watching and listening, and we are looking forward to seeing you in the next one.